want to commend this initiative because it has given a space for young people to get training in various fields. I heard a lot on digital jobs, and I think certainly we'll be having a conversation with the senator, with Tabitha, but also Rapias with yourself, to see how can we include this digital community hub in the support we're providing to the national government of Kenya in terms of ICT hubs. So I'll take that back, and I'm sure the PS will take that back on his side and see how we can support that. The second avenue we discuss, and I've seen it from my own eyes here, is the creative space and the creative economy. No doubt, there's a lot of talent in Kenya, and here in Siaya, I witness those talents. So moving forward, we'll also see how we can embark in partnerships in terms of supporting the creative economy space, that people who have talent, who nurture their talent, are also making a living, because I think that's what the government is trying to do, and I think that's what needs to be done. I must say France is a long-standing and historic friend of Luo Nyanza. We've been doing a lot of activities in Kisumu. I'm proud and happy to have reopened last month the Alliance Française of Kisumu, who was closed after a few years, so we reopened it. There will be opportunities also for learning French language there. But I've seen also the drive for learning French. You have also French speaker here, but I think I can see there's a drive to also learn foreign languages. And as the embassy, we are already supporting some of the girls' schools here. The senator has made a pitch to support his own school, and moving forward, we'll also consider and try to support French language here in Siaya County.
We want to prove that what can be done in the cities can also be done in a rural setup like ours, and we are going to succeed. Because when you are determined, you succeed. When you have an idea, you just be determined, and you will eventually succeed when you have a vision. So young people, just be determined when you want to do something, and you will always succeed. And don't depend on employment, begging people here and there. You can create employment for yourself. I'm sure you can create employment for yourself. But knowledge is the core. Knowledge is the equalizer. Education is the equalizer. You will be equal to all those people you think are above you once you acquire knowledge. And acquiring is bigger, and you are still young. Don't engage in too much other side things. Those things are still there. The life is still light. The life is still ahead of you. If it is still ahead of me and I'm already 80, how about you? Continue working hard.
My name is Fikirini. I'm privileged to introduce myself to you as the Principal Secretary in charge of the State Department for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy. Your Excellency, the Ambassador, we appreciate as a government to have had very close collaboration with the government of France through the French Embassy in Kenya in many areas of collaboration. But to mention what touches on our State Department, we appreciate you immensely for the great role that you are doing in the area of the creative economy. Just a month ago or so, we witnessed an awarding ceremony for our creatives out of a competition which attracted thousands of our Kenyan youth, and we are hopeful that even at the end, many more will get big financial and many other prizes out of the same. And this is purely in line with the State Department's vision of empowering creativity, like we've seen and heard right from our youth who performed here. The most important thing as a State Department which you are trying to initiate, and by the way, has already taken off, only waiting to go to stakeholders for engagement, is the Creative Economy Bill. The reason why we are taking it to the stakeholders is such that we have had bills in the country. But this was my personal commitment to the members of parliament during my vetting, that it's a high time now, instead of creating bills in the boardrooms and taking them to the people who now will form part of their implementation, many bills might have failed to realize simply because the youth who are targeted now only became passive recipients of these bills. So that's why we are creating a platform where we are taking some of these initiatives, including the Creative Economy Bill and the Youth Bill, to the stakeholders for engagement of the same. The Creative Economy Bill will address 3 key issues: management of the industry, the creative industry, regulation of the industry. You realize that we have many of our youths who have very good ideas, very perfect ideas. But because you come from a family which is poor, your idea may be stolen by a person who is well able, and by the time it materializes or it comes to pay off, it is in the name of another person. It is important that we create regulations which will protect the authenticity of the ideas. And lastly, this bill yearns to incentivize. The creativity that we've seen in this country is enormous. It goes without saying. In East Africa, East and Central, or even the entire continent of Africa, our Kenyan youth creativity is above par. But if we will not be able to create a platform where we can take those good ideas from the mind, which I regard as the laboratory, into the market where it can incentivize and actually attract funding, then we will not be able to catalyze the industry. So at the end of the day, we'll be hitting a snag or shoving square pegs into round holes and vice versa. So that's what we really want to get. And as I finish, I think as a State Department, we partnered with the Siaya Community Digital Hub, where we trained 200 creatives in the areas of film. Too bad that I was not able to come here during their graduation, but Mzee here and even Baba attended. And I want to assure you, other than the kind of creative training that we did to some of you, we will continue to partner. We are in communication with the CEO and the management of this institution to see that we can expand our areas of partnership so that we can devolve any program that lies in our offices in Nairobi so that they can come down here and benefit some of you going forward. We thank you. Your ambassador, we thank you for your partnership with the Ministry of ICT and to assure you that we have tried so much for this few days we've been in our office as a State Department to put the State Department for Youth as an anchor State Department for the coordination of youth programs, not only within our State Department, but across board in what we call the whole of government and whole of society approach. Because the ICT program in the Savannah, Silicon Savannah, the Konza Metropolis, and many other programs, even in youth in agribusiness, the State Department for Agriculture, for example, they are all programs. Other UN women are doing a lot of programs, the MasterCard Foundation, Rockefeller, a lot of programs touching the youth. You'll be surprised that even here in Siaya County, the last time I checked in Kilifi County where I come from, we had over 200 CSOs and CBOs doing youth-led programs. So what we are doing, in fact, with the help of the Kenya School of Government, is to develop a concept for a high-level stakeholder meeting which will involve all organizations in the country that deal in youth-centric matters so that we can be able to coordinate with easy and support where possible so that it becomes easy to reach our youth who we may not directly be able to reach as a government. And I think that will really go a long way in helping us. AI has been mentioned here. Na mimi najua hapa Kenya AI, hata sijui jamaa walisomea wapi AI. Hawa jamaa wanaweza wakakuweka unapigana na mwenzako sahihi, hata unashangaa. Umelala kwako ukiamka video unagonga mwenzako mbaya sana. Kwa sababu ya AI. Now, appreciating artificial intelligence. I was in last week, but one, and I attended the final for the global competitions organized by Huawei at Shenzhen in China, where our Kenyan university students in Egerton, in University of Nairobi, in Machakos University, and JKUAT won. We actually had the grand prizes, in at least 4 fields of clouding and networking, artificial intelligence, and many more. This shows that we are not short of capacity in terms of having brains that can push artificial intelligence forward. The most important thing now is 2 things: to enhance artificial intelligence, to embrace artificial intelligence as an enhancement to employability, and number 2, so that we can use it as an accelerator for innovation. Now that's where now we really want to patch our thinking. So we will support you, we will be here to collaborate with you. My good ambassador, we will be there to knock at your doors, to seek support, and you have our support anytime. Mzee, for thinking this, putting all these kind of ideas on our behalf as the young people, as a State Department, we will be there to support you anytime. Fine. Yeah, good. You're a fan of Kamala Harris?
I am a big fan.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
It's a digital hub.
Yeah, this is our hub. Yeah, community digital hub.
Digital community.
The political attaché to the French Embassy of Kenya and Somaliland, Romain Boyer, and Siaya Community Digital Hub. I greet you, good afternoon. I hope you're well, and thank you so much for holding on for quite a bit.
Nous avons une machine qui œuvre depuis un bon bout de temps. Cette jeunesse dans différentes activités sociales et surtout économiques, avec bien sûr la collaboration des